What's up, Keep Pounding Nation? We're back today with another video. Just because the guys are taking a day off doesn't mean this channel is. So, the grind continues. Thank you very much for the 1,200 views on that one video. And the almost 150 subscribers. You guys are amazing. You're showing the love, and I'm showing the love right back with these videos, with the grind. We're getting it going. We're keeping it rolling. Alright, so with that, I want to highlight my friend Carol, who has been sending me info through Instagram and Facebook. Show some love in the comments for her. Tell her you said thank you for all that hard work that she's put in. That's really awesome. So she's sharing in this success just as much as I am. So I just want to say thank you and a huge shout out to you. And also to the Rory Riot, who has been sending me viewers and subscribers. You guys are incredible too. I would love to attend more parties with you guys. You guys are incredible. Alright, so with that being said, ESPN did a video segment on our predictions either before or after the draft and rated us with an 8-8 final record. Now, that's before training camp. That's before I got my first look at these guys. So we're going to take a look at that in a minute. But first, it is hot outside. Hot outside. So stay hydrated. You see me drinking this Gatorade. You already know what it is. You got to stay hydrated. I'm looking out for everybody's health out here too. Not just mine. Alright, so let's get into it. Now, I'm going to tell you, 8-8, realistically, first look, this is before training camp observations, is realistic. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be commenting under this and going, why? That's not true. That's terrible. We should be going 14-2, or we should be going perfect record. And I'm trying to tell you right now, have I not, from the beginning of this channel, said I'm going to give you realistic opinions? I'm a realist. I'm an optimist too, but I'm a realist. So I'm going to give you the realist opinions I can, based on the facts that I have. And I would say the top record that we could get is 10-6. And 10 being the magic number, because we've got to have 10. Otherwise, we're fighting for a wild card, and we're going to lose that battle with injuries involved. Every time. Almost every time, really. I think we won that wild card battle like once or twice, but with major injuries involved like Cam, Luke, Greg Olsen, people like that, offensive linemen going down, with all kinds of train wrecks happening in their secondary, it ain't happening, folks. We gotta have 10 wins. Period. At least. I would love to have 12, but with this schedule, I don't think it's possible. With everybody healthy, we have a chance at 12. But, first look, before we got all these new players, before I got my first look at everybody, that's what I'm basing this video off of right now, so we're going to go with that. Alright, so let's dive into what his ratings were. He's got us losing to the Rams. First game. I see that as realistic. I don't... let's look at this realistically. The good news is We're playing with a full deck of cards, first game. Everybody healthy. Assuming that's true. Assuming that's true. We go in there with a full deck of cards. We put our full effort into that game. And we lose to like maybe by like 3, maybe 5 points to the Rams. I could see that happening. You know, I could also see us possibly winning that game too. I'd say the odds are 60-40 in the Rams' favor at this point. That's before looking at all the new players and based on our past history. Now, taking injuries into account, we roll into the Buccaneers game, and that's also at home. We win that game, but we don't have the full deck of cards. We lose a key player, I believe. That's my prediction. Now, I hope I'm wrong about that. But that's my prediction. That's what typically happens after a big game. We lose a major player. We have to do the next man up, and we end up being okay against the Bucs. So I like that scheduling. I do. That favors us. The Cardinals, we go out to Arizona. We win that one. Reasonable. The Cards added some players, but we'll see how that affects them. Alright, so then we head out to Houston, Texas to play the Texans. Now, I don't think I need to remind you that Deshaun Watson is healthy. And as long as Nuke is still making plays on the field as a wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins, I'm talking about, we know him as Nuke in Clemson. But to them, he's DeAndre Hopkins. This dude is a incredibly dangerous wide receiver, and probably one of the top 5 wide receivers in the nation. He was certainly in the top 5 when he was in college, in the country. That is going to really, really test our secondary. But I believe that Axe Jackson is up to it. I believe that Bradbury is up to it. But they need to not be lazy. They need to play a full 4-quarter game and not be lazy. Make plays, don't get burnt. Which, Action Jackson, I'm talking to you. You know you get burned on those long passes. You know he's getting burned in training camp right now by Curtis Samuel. Don't get burnt. And we don't want a repeat of Julio Jones and all those top grade wide receivers, those top 5 wide receivers, tearing him a new one. DeAndre Hopkins is no joke. He will find ways to get open. He has hands like glue. You throw that ball near him, he will catch it. I'm trying to tell you, man, that's a dangerous team to play against right now. They are red hot, and they were battling for that wild card and for the division last year. So, with the new additions, and I'm pretty sure they shored up the lines. That's going to be a tough team to play against. And, ESPN has it as a loss. I tend to agree with that. For right now, I agree with that. But if we go in there healthy, if we go in there playing a full game like we know we're capable of, it's possible to get that win. But that is in Houston. We're going to be facing that Houston crowd, and they are loud. So it's going to be a huge distraction, so we need to not make mistakes on the line. That means no false starts, no offsides penalties. Be careful. Then you got the Jaguars at home. Jaguars are a fluke. Everyone's saying they're a fluke. I'm starting to agree with that. That should be a win. We go to Tampa Bay. We get the win there. Now, every time we end up playing the Buccaneers, one of those two games, Cam is not there. We end up with a backup quarterback in. So, I just want to point that out. I think we didn't have Luke one year. And then another year, we didn't have Greg Olsen. So, it's kind of our tune-up game, really. And I hate to put it like that because it's a division rival, but it is. Niners, they are slightly improved, but we got it. We got that win in San Francisco. I agree with that. Titans at home. Now, the Titans got hot in the playoff race. That was an interesting game. That was an interesting set of games for their playoff race. They have some playmakers, and we need to be careful. It doesn't look like it on the surface, but they are very dangerous. But I do think we get the win. They're kind of one of those under-the-radar teams that you just have to watch out for, but they will surprise some teams on you. And they could surprise yours if you're not on guard. Or they catch you at the wrong time. So, eyes peeled. Packers, we've had bad luck in Green Bay, particularly in that stadium. I think that's a loss. I think that's that one game, every year. It was the Steelers last year. It was the New England Patriots before that I keep calling a loss. We go on the road. We battle them. And, it's one of those 50-50 games where we play with almost a full deck of cards of players. We go in there, and most of the time the score gets pretty close, and we can't finish the job. We did, however, go into New England, Foxborough, and took care of business there. So that was that one year in 2015 where we did manage to prove everybody wrong, including myself. I called that a loss as well. But, that's the past. But I'm calling that Packers game the one right there. So then you go back home, face the Falcons, and this is where the grind really starts. They're calling the Falcons game a loss at home. Then you got the Saints in the Dome. We've had bad luck in the Dome, so I can see that. Redskins at home, we win that one. I can see that. We make Josh Roman look like a clown. Curtis Samuel lights him up. Greg Olsen lights him up. If they're both healthy, I can see that happening. DJ Moore. And then the final month looks nasty. We got the Falcons in the Dome. That's going to be a loss. We've had bad luck in the Atlanta Domes. Both their former dome and then their new stadium as well. But we split with the Falcons. And we played the Seahawks at home. That's a loss. Supposedly by ESPN. I disagree with that one. Seahawks are not as strong as they used to be, but they're building back up. But that's at home. We have the home crowd advantage. We have everything working for us. I believe that should be a win. So I disagree with ESPN on that one. So that would make the final record 9-7. The Colts, a loss in Indy. Yeah, I could see that. And Andrew Luck has been feeling a lot better, and he's got a better line now. So I do believe that could be a loss. Actually, the Colts were making moves last year. So, they were making a huge push for the playoffs last year, and they almost succeeded. So, the Saints at home. I believe we lose both games against the Saints. I agree with that. So 9-7 is my first look record. Not enough. We gotta have 10. And like I said earlier, that Texans game is going to be crucial. I've circled the crucial ones. Okay, Rams, Texans, Falcons at home, Saints in the Dome. The entire last month is circled as well. We gotta have those wins. Gotta have them in order to make a playoff push. 10 is what ensures that you have a shot at the division. But not always. It's not a guarantee. You've seen New England get 12 wins. You've seen other teams get 12, 14 wins. It's been nuts in the past few years. So it's not a guarantee. But for our division, it is a guarantee that it puts us in a position to take the division. Because the Saints aren't going to lose many games. I can tell you that already. They're not going to they're going to not put that many L's in their column. Neither will the Falcons. They're not slowing down either. So we've got to keep up with them. We've got to have 10 wins. And if that means one of those Falcons or Saints games needs to be a win, it needs to be a win. We got to take that, either that home or away Saints game, to have a shot at the division. Period. We could split with the Falcons every year, all we want to. We could split with the Saints all we want to, all year round. But we've got to get the sweep on one of those two teams in order to have the division. It's got to happen. And even then, there's no guarantee we can take the division. With injuries plaguing our team, with all kinds of stuff plaguing our team, issues galore, injuries being the main one, you got to have 10 wins. Period. Point blank. 8 wins, you're out. 8 wins, you're out. There was that one year that was an anomaly where we somehow managed to take the division or stay in with less than a 500 win percentage. But that never happens anymore. Never happens anymore. Gotta have 10 wins. So, with the training camp observations that I've been looking at, here's where the observations change the outcome. If all the players are healthy, or stay healthy, at least through week 7, up to our bye week, how will that change the outcome? I'll leave that up to you to decide. If we get these players back at certain points in weeks 9, 10, 11, and 12, how will that change the outcome? Again, I'll leave that to you to decide in the comments below. Now, my main observation in training camp, and I don't know if people have observed this or not, but when you watch Christian McCaffrey, when you watch the running backs, they will have a clear lane right up the middle on draw and ISO plays, and they get big yards or they score every time. I don't know if y'all have seen this or not, but the only time they've only successfully stopped them on 2 or 3 drives that I've been up there for on those 3 days. I don't know what they did when I wasn't there. All I can tell you is what they did when I was there. Now, on the days that I was there, they did a drill on the 5-yard line, and they managed to stop them every time. So here's my question. If they can grind at the 5-yard line and plug up those gaps at the 5-yard line, why can't they plug the gaps up 30 yards downfield, 40 yards downfield? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on there? So, I have no answers for that right now, but hopefully with more training camp days, I'll have some answers for that. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm reaching. Maybe the offensive line looked really good. And it was just the defensive line doing what they normally do. Maybe the running backs just are quicker this year. I mean, there's all sorts of reasons why this could occur. So I don't want to reach too far here. And I feel like I am right now. That's why I'm going to give it a little bit more time and I'm going to observe a little bit longer. But I'm pretty good at seeing weaknesses on this team early. And if I see stuff that I don't like in training camp and it carries over into preseason games and it doesn't get fixed through the preseason games, it will carry on into the regular season. That is a problem. So, that's why you got to try to get it fixed in preseason and training camp. That's what those are for. They're preparing these players nutritionally, healthily, and mentally to handle these challenges as well as physically. So I'll leave that opinion up to you. Do you like this ESPN rating that they gave us? What would you change? What games do you think we will win or lose, and why? What players do you think will be healthy at certain points throughout this schedule? Leave your comment down below. Let me know what you think. Try to keep it civil. I know people are going to be arguing back and forth. This should be the record. This should be the record. This player shouldn't be on the field at a certain point. Just try to keep it civil, guys. Keep an open mind. People have different opinions, different viewpoints. Try listening. Give it a shot. And you never know. There's always going to be those ignorant fans out there. There's always going to be those people that don't know as much as you do. Just be patient with them. Sometimes they may throw a gem in there that you didn't even think about. And make a good point. The early bird does get the worm every once in a blue moon. So, or whatever phrase you would like to put in there. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this, and ladies too. Please hit that subscribe button. I've seen a bunch of views, but I haven't seen as many subs. So hit that sub button. Hit that bell so you don't miss any new content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. As always, keep pounding. Peace, guys.